Welcome back to the next exciting episode of Ardrotech with Jimmee. Got a lot on the table to get done today, so things might seem kind of rushed. I've done a lot of things ahead of time, but hopefully the end result will be worth it. Actually, I know it will be worth it because it's a lot of essential stuff that we are getting done now. So jumping right into things, decided I needed a better form of resource collection. So I looked around a bit, found some new stuff, old stuff, and decided on one of my favorites, that being the Buildcraft Quarry. I'll detail what it does later, but for now, let's actually build it. I went ahead of time, got everything made, got the recipe all set and ready to go. Just pulled it out of the table there, and we have ourselves a quarry. Let's just lighten up our inventory a bit. Have a little bit of excess now. Did have a successful mining trip though, so we are able to do this episode sooner than I was planning. Now, the thing about quarries, since they are a Buildcraft machine, whoops, forgot about that, is that they require Buildcraft power. Just had to go and refill my drill and backpack so that I can actually pick this up properly. Now, most people would use just a regular steam engine or maybe a combustion engine if they had a refinery set up. I'm going to go a different route though. LRM of Red Power 2 released an item called a Blue Electric Engine. It takes bluetricity, pumps it through an engine, and converts it to Buildcraft power. Now, like with the quarry, I have all the stuff ready to go on this. Here you have, I made a plan for it as well. That's just a piece of paper and an indigo dye. You can see it takes 2 brass gears, a glass, 3 brass ingots, and a blue electric motor, all of which are here. So I just pull that out. I'll show you the plans for the other stuff too. The blue electric motor takes 6 iron ingots, a blue alloy ingot, and 2 copper coils. And then the copper coil takes an iron bar, an iron ingot, 4 iron bars, and 4 fine copper wire, which you get by pulling a copper ingot through a diamond drop plate. Now, for the source of the bluetricity, we're going to be using a red power windmill attached to a kinetic generator. The blades for the windmill are quite involved. You start with a canvas, which is 8 string and a stick. It's the same canvas used to make the bag from a previous episode. You take those canvases, 6 of them, 2 sticks and a plank to make 1 wooden sail, and then you take 6 sails and 3 iron slab strips, which require an iron block and a gem saw of some sort to cut. And the iron block, now with Ardrotech added on, requires a compressor to make instead of just 9 iron in your crafting grid. So once you get all of those, you pull out your wind turbine, put the recipe back down there, head back to this one. You notice I skipped over a plan on the last view. This one is for the kinetic generator. This is the base block that you will attach your wind turbine to. 6 iron ingots, 1 blue alloy, 1 blue electric motor, and a brass ingot. And there we go. We'll head over to our mining gauge now after I grab some blue alloy wire and some other essentials, and we'll get the setup started. And here we are at my mining base. It's not much, it's just a basic cobblestone structure. A nice high ceiling on the inside with aluminum torches for a light source so the stuff won't spawn in here. Even though it looks like it's fully lit, this is a bright age, so if there's not torches, it still counts as dark as far as monster generation is concerned. So let's head up to the roof and get all of our generator and our windmill ready. You notice on the kinetic generator, there's a round spot there. That is the side the windmill will poke out of. So if you have just this regular wind turbine and you have it sitting sideways, it won't work. I believe though that there is a horizontal version, slightly cheaper, in that it only takes 4 sails and a single iron slab. It also deteriorates faster, it takes environmental damage at a higher rate, and breaks down sooner. If we right click on the turbine, we see a bar on the left side indicating either the strength of the wind or the power output. My guess would be the wind. And a slot here that we put our turbine in. Put that in and back out, and we have ourselves our first Bluetricity wind turbine. Now the sail itself is actually a solid block. You can see the border outline there. If I try to walk into it, it just kicks me back. You can also see it moving very, very slowly. There is no output on it right now, so it will not charge up to full speed and output power until there is a draw on the system. So I'll just run some wire over here. I believe this is actually large enough that I'll be able to place one in each of these corners. So I'll have a total of 4 up here and probably fill all the empty space with solar panels. Since it's an eternal day age, the sun will always be shining. And about, oh, where is the middle? 1, 2, 3, right here. It's good enough. Drill a hole in there and start running the wire down. This isn't a very efficient or very pretty design, but it will suffice for initial setup, a first try, if you will. So now that we have the generation, what do we do with it? Well, a good start is a way to store that power. So I'm going to go create the storage device. It's just a battery box, which I forgot I needed until now. You can see it takes 4 BT batteries, 3 iron ingots, a blue alloy ingot, any wood plank for 1 battery box. And then the batteries each take 6 nickelite, 2 copper, and 1 tin. So the recipe itself is fairly simple, so we'll be back in a moment. And we're back. I went and made another battery box. Also grabbed my blue electric furnace, which is a Bluetricity version of the normal cobblestone furnace, and also a blue electric alloy furnace, which is used to make the red alloy ingots and the blue alloy ingots that are used in all the wires and machines and basically everything high tier red power. So let's place this box down. You see the wire connects automatically to it. See, it's already charging up. And we'll run off into the distance away and look upstairs. And you see that thing's just really turning now. Now that it has some place to put its power, the internal brake got shut off and it's just going full bore. You can already see it has a bit of a charge on it. Much more effective charging than a solar panel would be. So let's drill out through this wall here. Yep, this looks like a good place. We'll place the quarry down just right here. You can see it loads its own chunks now, so you don't need a separate chunk loader to keep it active when you're not in the area. But this one's just a little too small for my taste, so what I'm going to do is take these landmarks, which are a redstone torch with a piece of lapis. You only need 3 of them. I'll go to here and crash. So we'll be back. And we're back. Minecraft decided to crash on us, so we had to go and fix that real quick. We don't seem to have lost anything, so everything's well and good now. So we just placed our first landmark. We're gonna walk in a straight line away from it. The range on these is about 64 blocks, I guess. We'll place the second one and right click on that. You'll notice it connects to the first one. And then from here we'll also go in a straight line perpendicular to the first. So we'll call this a good spot. Plop that there, right click on that. And now you see the full square is done. And our quarry is now ready to be placed. So we're going to go back over to our first landmark. It doesn't matter which, just any one of the corners. Take the quarry, plop it right there, and there it goes. You can see it's loading 12 chunks now, and the landmarks pop off the ground. So we'll go pick those up. And what we'll need to do next is run our blue electric cable from inside the base there. You can see the windmill stopped, so the battery box is probably completely full now. Or the wind died down. I guess the wind died down. So we'll just run the cable out this way. If I don't have enough, I'll just reset the quarry again. I think I should have just enough though. And by just enough, I mean I'm definitely short. So we'll just plop the engine there, get it set up and ready to go. We'll take a screwdriver and turn it so it's facing the proper direction. Pick up the quarry again, and I'm just going to cut while I replace the landmarks and get it going again. And we're back. The quarry is now all set up, ready to be turned on. Have a lever by the engine here, so let's flip that over and see what happens. See, the engine instantly starts. A nice little spinning effect as well. Rather unique for Buildcraft producing engines. See, it's really revving up the speed there. If we look out here, we see a little laser just cleaning out the inside of the area, getting ready to set up the frame and attach the digging head. So while this works, I'm going to cut the video and we'll be back once it actually starts. And back again. The quarry just finished building itself. Actually started digging a couple blocks as well. Just spat them straight out onto the ground since there's no place for it to go right now. Walk over here and you can see the quarry arm. Well, part of the quarry arm. It's not quite rendering properly. And you can see that it was just digging happily away already. So we'll run back into the structure here, and we'll show you a side effect of using that blue electric motor. Remember this battery box being almost fully charged? Yeah, not anymore. The motor engine, I guess, will use all of the power available to it. It's self-regulating, so if the machine it's on can take more, it'll put out more, up to I'm not sure what the max capacity of this is, but it is definitely enough for one to power the quarry. But since it drained the bat box just building it, I don't think our power net is strong enough at this point to actually start running it. So what I'm going to do now is cut the recording and build probably 3 more of these if I can find the materials. I also have some solar panels already made back in the other base. Since I moved all the machines here, they might as well come along for the ride as well. So we'll be back once these are ready to be put up, and we'll see how well that boosts our power output. And we're back again. It took a bit of doing, a lot of resources, but we have our 4 windmills sitting up on top of the base. I didn't have as many solar panels as I remembered, but the ones I have are up here now. Probably need 1 more there, and I'll go down each of the gaps between the other ones. I'm not sure if I can place them underneath or if those count as opaque blocks. I imagine they don't, so I can probably just cover this entire surface in solar panels. The other problem with starting the quarry has been resolved as well. I set up my ender network. My color is first 1 yellow, but since it's my first set, I just decided to go all 3 yellow, just as a reminder. So let's turn this on. Watch it kick up and see if our power can keep up and how fast that's going to end up going. As you can see, you can actually see the entire quarry arm now. I still don't think it's the right color, but that could be the texture pack we're using. Just open up the battery interface here. You can see it is dropping, but we'll see if that's because the blue bar needs to drop for the windmills to kick on, or what. It looks like that is the case. It's holding fairly steady now. The engine's going at a pretty good speed, and we're getting a boatload of dirt coming through now. It does seem to be a bit slower than I'd like it, but my system on the other side can't really handle a whole lot of materials right now. And with that, we've gotten everything accomplished that we were going for today. There you can see it just picked up a little bit more speed. Bit of a gap there. But yeah, our quarry is finally running. It's a good, decent size. We potentially have enough power to keep this going all the time now. The only other problem we need is production facilities back in the main base. But we'll have to save that for next time because we're getting right in the good length for what I try to go for episodes. We're sitting right around 20 minutes, I believe. So with that, I'll go prepare for main world production and see you next time.